Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be an analysis of some of the more popular futures markets out there for day traders. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. One quick clarification before I get started, I'll be using the 1 hour time frame. So for you beginners out there, what that means is that each one of these candlesticks, as they're called, represents 60 minutes worth of time. So first market we will be looking at is the NQ, and as a reminder, the MNQ essentially mirror images this. So even if you don't trade the the NQ, like I said, and you only do the MNQ, well then what I talk about here could be applied. And all of this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video from Friday, but I mean the power of charts. So for those that did watch that video, hold for your memory, putting in that line down there. And I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Look right where this thing decided to bounce, right at that secondary area of support down there around 19,280. So again, not patting myself on the back, but certainly patting charts on the back. If you're on the fence, should I actually learn these things? In my opinion, there's certainly a tool worth learning. So moral of the story here, going into the next session here, then yes, definitely that level down here at 19,280 is certainly going to be kind of number one key area of support that you want to see hold. If that level doesn't hold, then that's opening up another round of potential floodgates to the downside. But as of now, not only did it hold strong, it actually provided as a little bit of a trampoline and bounced the price back upwards. So we'll see if that can continue here moving into the next session. In terms of areas of resistance, first key update here is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So if this current upwards bounce does continue, that'll be the first big question mark in the sense of, can the price have enough power to not only break above this 19,770 mark, but then stay up above it. And then there is this secondary level up here at 20,210. But one hurdle at a time. Let's just first see if the price can even break up through that level right there. So all in all, another very rough day. But again, in my opinion, at least this last hour here, making things interesting. Big volume, nice green candle. Is this the start of a bigger bounce to come into the next session? We'll see what happens. Next one here, we are looking at the ES, and yeah, the ES had itself a very, very rough day here. Going into this session, the price was still doing a good job of maintaining above this area of support or the support zone, but you can see earlier on in the session, the price broke down through here and then just really fell apart right there. But like the NQ, the last this hourly session right here, very, very impressive, very, very intriguing, huge volume, nice green candle. Is this the start of something bigger to come in the next session? That still all remains to be seen, but a lot of house cleaning here. I'm going to get rid of that level and that level, and actually these ones too, and we'll just start afresh. First key area of resistance that I would keep an eye on if this bounce does continue, right there around the 56.75 mark. So again, 56.75, first key area of resistance, and then if that level can't quite hold up, next level to keep an eye on from the resistance standpoint, going to be that purple line right there, 50 period moving average. You can see there's already quite a bit of a track record with that area behaving as resistance. That doesn't mean that the price can never, ever get back above that purple line. All I'm saying is that, the past history is suggesting that if the price is going to try to get above it, then the bulls really better bring their A game. And then finally, in terms of areas of support, no need to overcomplicate this. Just ask a very basic question. Where did the bleeding finally stop today? And the bleeding finally stopped right down there at 55.70. So for that reason alone is what I would consider the main area of support heading into the next session. But yes, big volume during this hourly period. Good green candle. Is this bounce the start of something that will carry into the next session? Grab your popcorn. Next one here, looking at the YM. So for the Dow Jones 500, and like a lot of these other ones, the very rough day, downwards pressure. But now as I speak during this little session right here, you can see good solid volume, nice green candle. So is this the start of a bigger bounce? We'll see what happens moving forward in terms of levels to keep an eye on from a resistance standpoint. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of these lines, and that way we'll try to keep this as clean as possible. I think there is now a very just kind of straightforward area of resistance to watch here via the 60-minute time frame. And on this one, that would be the purple line here, the 50 period moving average. Very recently, you can see right there, knocked down the price several times right there, tried again, rejected the price. So moving forward, again, that's a moving average. So as time goes by, that line itself is just going to continue to drift downwards and look something like that. So as long as the price is down below there, then I would be skeptical of any sort of upwards price movements because, technically speaking, it's still bearish. So I'm not, saying that nice moves can't happen. I'm not saying that, you can't make money from a trading standpoint playing bounces and stuff like that, but more so from an overarching standpoint, I would personally be very skeptical of anything until the price can first prove itself, and again, prove itself being getting above and staying above that level right there. And then in terms of areas of support, I'm just going to go ahead and drag this down, ask yourselves that question: where did the bleeding finally stop today after a whole lot of bleeding? And that was down there at the 41,660 mark. So 41,660 will be that key area of support moving forward for that, basic line of, logic moving forward. But yeah, absolute beatdown. But like I said on these other ones, this final hour right here, getting some green. Will this lead to more? Let's see what happens. We're now moving out of the indices and we're into the oil market, specifically crude. So taking a look here at CL. And for those of you that have watched past videos, you know that we've been tracking this trend line and saying, hey, the bulls are apparently, they're trying to establish themselves. They're trying to get some momentum in their favor. So let's track kind of the health of the current movement via that trend line. And now you can see the health is definitely looking very shaky as the price did break down through there. And then with that break, picked up some more downside pressure. So yeah, as of right now, things are looking very shaky for that trend line. I'm going to get rid of it as it served its purpose for now. What would be the level that you would say, okay, the bears are officially back in control? In my opinion, if the price can push down to $65.60 and then push down through there, in my opinion, this is the full-blown reversal and the bears are back in control. Because right now, to be fair, you could make the argument, well, Clay, there's a set of lows right here, there's a set right here, there's a set slightly higher there, and if you envision each of those as stair steps, you do have stair steps making progress in the upwards direction, so the bulls are making progress. And yeah, I mean, like I said, fair enough. That's not necessarily convincing for me, but it is still a plausible argument to make. So that is why I'm saying if the price just comes down there and then breaks down through there, even those arguments need to be tossed aside. So that is where that level comes in as kind of a key level here. And then in terms of levels of resistance, I think the key trend line now to keep an eye on moving forward will be that level right there, and just seeing can the price actually push back above there. But yeah, definitely a rough start to the new week here for crude oil. Next one here, we are moving into the precious metals and specifically gold. So taking a look at GC, and yeah, gold had a very rough one today. It had been just chopping back and forth in this sideways channel. And in fact, as of very recently, you can see here, it was doing its best to just maintain this general area. But then this movement happened here, cleared out all those supports, and then down it dropped. So this would now, in my opinion at least, would be officially a breakdown of this level. So when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So if the price does try to curl back upwards and gold tries to make another move back to the upwards point of view, then that area right there at 29.06 would be that first key battleground to watch. Also want to keep an eye on that purple line right there. You can see this as being a very stubborn level, not necessarily in rejecting the price, but there's been many instances now where the price gets above it, falls back below, gets above it, falls back below, gets above it, falls back below. So keep an eye on there from a resistance standpoint, but also don't want to get too far ahead of myself because, again, first level that needs to be broken right there at 29.06. In terms of levels of support, we're just going to go back to that basic question. Some days, it's just smart to keep it basic. Where did the downwards pressure finally stop here on gold? Where did the bleeding finally stop? And that was right down here at that level of 28.85. And if you look through here, you can see this actually does have some other technical points. Back here, generally speaking, it was an area of support. When the support was broken, you can see it went to acting as resistance, and then when the price got back above it, the move happened right there. So now as we look, you can see maybe some sort of bounce occurs once again off that 28.85 mark. But yeah, a rough day here for gold, but the week is young, so we'll see how things continue to play out. So that wraps up the analysis, but before I go, I want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you enjoyed what you saw here, but you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Like I said, it'll be later this week, Thursday, March 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. I'll put a link, like I said, down below, and you can get signed up for it. As far as these videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're looking for a super free and easy way to support the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. So thanks for watching. Take care.